Hey Aries, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to be doing your May 2025 Tarot and Oracle reading, starting with the Mudra deck. We're asking what's coming towards you, and we'll be asking for advice as well. If you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like other Aries and cross watchers alike to pray for you as well, it's one of those kumbaya channels. Simply say hello in the comment section, or even leaving an emoji. That helps too. It just gives us something that we can focus on that represents your energy. Only love and light in this space. We start with commitment. Give what you can. And this is the mudra. You cup one hand in the other and you kind of make this sign and touch it to your thumb. Only give as much as you can. Commitment. So this is a picture of it. And the affirmation goes like this, Aries. I do my best and let the universe do the rest. Well, isn't that a damn relief? This mudra helps to stabilize you. It gives you inner support and balance. And it's saying, be true to yourself, Aries, and always give your best, even if you think it's only very little, kind of like that inch sign, right? We cannot always play a perfect role. We cannot always play a perfect role, Aries, but we can also try and do our best. In retrospect, we often see how what we have been able to do has much more effect than we expected. Even if it seemed rather feeble at the time, it's almost as if there is something working behind the scenes which makes up for what seems to be a deficiency. Let the light of the cosmos shine on what you do and what you leave undone, Aries. And this way, the true value and depth of your deeds is revealed. Okay, let's get into it. What's coming towards you, Aries, in the month of May 2025? Only take the flyers. They have to volunteer themselves for us to read them. And we respect the cards. We read them how they lie. If they fly in reverse, that's how we read them. What's coming towards my Aries in May 2025? Right on. I see the King of Pentacles. I see the Three of Pentacles. Lots of Pentacles so far. We have the Queen of Cups, the Three of Swords, and I will unpack these, of course, and the Wheel. Things are moving in May. Things are changing. Things are moving. I'm going to have to unpack some of these because this is an interesting reading. With the Wheel card, this is a karmic card talking to you about you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now in your lifetime, in your lifeline. And something might be coming back around for some of you guys. We have the Page of Wands, and this is an open-minded, fiery, excited, enthusiastic energy. We have the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords talks about maybe past heartbreak or a disappointment that has happened. We have the Queen of Cups, and this could be a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. It could also be just somebody taking on an emotional environment that is nurturing, kind, empathic, compassionate. It's definitely touchy-feely, kind of soft energy in your midst. And then there's another individual, somebody who is very much practical, who isn't so touchy-feely, who is much and not so soft. They can be a little colder, but in a strategic and practical, logical side. The King of Pentacles can represent an earth sign, a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, but they can also represent just somebody who's very much really into what's stable, what is black and white, what can you rely on? And they're good at making money. They're hard workers. But the end goal is always to grow their wealth. You know, this is not an energy, where somebody is just doing something for the fun of it or something just to be super nice and sweet. There's an end goal here. And then we have a collaboration. So these two energies could be working together for something. Let's unpack these, shall we? At the bottom of the deck, we've got this fiery energy of the Queen of Wands. Let's see if she pops back up. I'm not going to read into her right now. The World card, what is this representing for my Aries May 2025? If you've felt it all stuck, and specifically kind of in a mind frame or a way of thinking, maybe a sense of limiting yourself or in any way, that is changing in May. We have this open-minded energy of the Page of Wands. You might be actually, if you've been in a situation where you just felt stuck and needing a solution in something, you are getting that in May. So this open-minded energy, it looks at things almost from the viewpoint, a fresh viewpoint of like a child, you know? So there's a freshness to this that we liken to youth. We liken to not gullibility, but kind of, there's something that's blessed about naivety. And I don't even want to associate this to naivety or naive, but like, it's willingness to be flexible, right? So there's this, and in the face specifically around a conflict. So maybe around a fight or maybe a place of conflict within. And it has something to do with getting unstuck here. And specifically in the way you've been thinking about something, in your perspective of something, and you're getting recovery here and healing. So this is all just to say that you're going to be thinking outside the box, and outside the box type of solution is going to be coming towards you in May. I love that. Let's unpack the Three of Swords. So this talks about disappointment or sadness, possibly in your past, clarified with new information. Oh, okay. One more. Okay, you're going to be possibly looking a little bit compassionately at a harsh ending, most likely in your past. It could be with one of your friends or even something that felt like it was third party. So if this is a love reading, which is not being specific about, okay? So, but it does feel like it's regarding relationships. So it could be a friend or a love situation where it felt like there was too many cooks in the kitchen. Maybe there's suspicions or there was some cheating or something. I just have to get that out of the way and say it. Then you're looking at this harsh ending that followed, like with a certain amount of peace and compassion, being able to move past it. And possibly new information brings light to that. But regardless, it really feels like it's kind of like burying the hatchet. Not necessarily like, let's start this over again. No, not at all. It's just finding peace in a place that was very disturbed before, or yeah. And now if this is the case that you fell out of sorts you fell out of alignment with a friend, maybe they disappointed you or they broke your heart in a way, you know, this is like being able to be like, you know, they were maybe doing their best and maybe their best just wasn't good enough, but I'm ready to move on, you know? So yes, there was pain. Yes, there's this harsh ending, but it is impossible to deny that there was a toxicity here that wasn't sustainable. And so there's a certain amount of peace and almost compassion in like moving forward. And side note, there could be some new light shed on it, maybe some realizations or just some information. And it could be something really small, like even hearing that the person you fell out of sorts with is still like focused on you, or maybe like online searching your name, stuff like that. And it's like, oh, okay, well, that's too bad for them. And so there's this little tweak of insight, you know, and you know, when we apply compassion in a situation that is one of these and one of these, it's almost like a cooling balm or aloe vera on a sunburn. It doesn't mean that you don't have that sunburn anymore, right? But it sets you kind of in alignment to heal. And it's a relief. And it's like, okay, we are all human. Knowing that, I can just move on. So here we have the Queen of Cups. Let's get some more insight on this Queen of Cups from my Aries. And yeah, she did come back out. Aries, some of you guys are actually the Queen of Wands and you're taking on this compassionate role. And even though like it's almost like taking the high road, and you're not going to do it, like you're fine if people notice it. I'll say it that way. Like you might even be uncharacteristically softer, more compassionate than you normally are in this situation, because you're just choosing to. You're thinking open-mindedly into the month of May. And so you have that side of you too. And it's not like maybe this side that is coming out, it might not be the part of you that you always identify with, because you might be more a mover and a shaker, straight shooter type of more fiery individual, because the Queen of Wands represents the fire signs. But you could be stepping into that role, as the Queen of Cups, that touchy-feely role, as I had earlier described. What else do we need to know about this? It's going to make you very happy, just like that cooling balm, just like that aloe vera on a sunburn. It's the missing ingredient. You're thinking outside the box to get healing and recovery. Things are moving forward. You're getting unstuck from a limiting self-belief or a limiting thought process. That's cool. Good for you, Aries. Let's talk about this King of Pentacles. Could be an earth sign in your midst. Could be the person we're talking about over here. Let's just see. Temperance, transformation. Oh, transformation around a stuck way of thinking for this individual. Ooh, this person might be recognizing that things were unfair, that they were being unfair, possibly. The King of Pentacles doesn't like to admit that they're wrong. But there's something transforming in them with the Temperance card. This is a transformation around a stuck way of thinking, right? Now, we got earlier with you that things are moving in May around this feeling of being stuck. Let's just talk about that a little bit more, because it's the theme that's running through May, is that you might be surprised by the flexibility, not within you, but something's happening with this other individual too. So whereas they're normally stubborn and they think they're always right, they could be like, oh, okay, maybe I messed up. And so we have this theme, right, of seeing what we're limited in and seeing the way we think, how it could be limiting us, okay, in May. Three of Pentacles, what is this working together? Working together to close a chapter. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys receive apologies. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys take the high road by being like, you know what, I forgive you. Let's just move on. Emperor, in a way, it is taking control. Emperor is also ruled by Aries, which I love. So this is almost collaborating together to close up a chapter that's been exhausting for both of you. And sure, there's some reprioritizing. So this juggling feeling can happen when we're fighting the need to associate blame, when we're fighting that inner need, and we all have it, right? Because we developed what's called ego in this lifetime. So there's kind of this, maybe it never sees the light of day, never spoken out, but there's just this kind of going back and forth, like, okay, review, and willingness to move those parts, willingness to move blame. And by doing so, you're actually taking control of the situation. So while I have some time with you, let's talk about what's next and some advice, right? So let's take a new deck of cards, give it a shuffle, and what should Aries say yes to? With this, what should Aries say yes to? We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. Boy, that certainly feels like somebody's coming towards you, slow but sure, with an apology. It really does. And it might not sound literally, Aries, I'm sorry. No, because this is a prideful person. It could sound like, hey, listen, I've been working on myself. Or, hey, I was thinking about when we were talking, or when we experienced such and such blankety blank. I just hadn't done this in my life yet. And they want you to know that I'm growing in that area, that I am doing this. You know what I mean? And you can take that high road by being like, I kind of see what you're trying to tell me. Okay, fine, cool. You know what I mean? So that's what this is. So it's saying, say yes to this, like, no, it's on its way. It's closing up a chapter. It's going to feel relief. You're going to feel maybe lifted, less heavy in May. And this person, they're truly as impressive as they can sometimes look on the outside, and sometimes as like sure about themselves. They're pretty black and white, this kind of character. At times, at least within an argument, they are. They're kind of growing. They're still a little immature, and they're growing. And it's like there's this message that wants to bust through. And so May is giving you an opportunity to check that out. All in all, I just love your reading. Let's get it one more card. Divine Feather Messenger deck. It's so progressive, you know? It's like all about progress. It's all about bearing a hatchet, moving on, and stepping into the best version of yourself, you know, throughout the whole thing. This is, the time is right to release old patterns and energies. You are ready to embrace change. I love it. You might surprise yourself a little bit this month too. Say hi in the comment section if you'd like us to pray for you. Consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this reading. Take good care. Bye-bye.